Well, hi, good morning, and thank you so much for spending some of your time with me here while I start working on this new little radio. Thought I'd try a little one for a change. Today is December 3rd, 2023. So I think this radio were cleaned up nicely, and I'm just giving it a quick cleaning here. It would look all right. Just kind of, yeah, see, it's just ordinary dirt that's built up on here. Great, so it's got all of its paint in the numbers here, and Emerson shows up nice. It's got this nice little symbol there, little treble clef, and feels like the radio's falling out. Oh, it is. It is falling out. Okay, if you want to come out so bad, come on out. It's a dust bunny. Oh my gosh. It is just covered. There's a light right there. It's hard to tell what anything is in here. Broken antenna wire. Another, nope, not broken here, just lifted. It's broken here. Oop. Speaker's intact. Tuning is very, very stiff. It's really, really stiff. Looks like a piece of asbestos sitting right here. What is this? That's what it looks like. Looks like a small sheet of asbestos screwed under the bottom of the speaker. Why would they ever do that? Oh, someone's showing up here. Everybody make room. Hello, Shadow. Right, so take a look underneath. Just a few original capacitors. It's got one of these very early attempts at integrating components into one, integrating discrete components into one thing. This thing here, that could be a problem. I'm going to guess this is a replacement, but I don't know. Got something growing on this wire here. Appears to be in good shape. 1, 2, 3. This looks like a replaced capacitor here, but maybe not. It's a molded one located here. Pretty clean under there, of course, but not so clean up on top. 5 tubes, no transformer. If you look at the power cord, one side coming to the switch. Other side of the switch has this big capacitor going to the chassis. And that's all I see going. Now let's just see what I can spot here. Soldered to the chassis. I'm looking for any connections to the chassis aside from the one I saw. These tube sockets have rivets that are holding the sockets in place. There is an extension that comes to this center post that the sockets have. So that would actually be a chassis point. Here's one with a wire connected to it. So, and it going down to what would look like a terminal right on the surface of the chassis. So it looks like there's something going on here. Okay, so that wire it doesn't come through. It just goes to the terminal of the chassis. So for some reason they've attached the metal of the chassis to this center post on this particular tube. Why would they do that? The center post on all these sockets, by virtue of the rivet, is connected to the chassis. So what have they done here? They connected the chassis to the chassis? It's usually not really wise to rely on simply a mechanical rivet to perform, to be an electrical connection. In the long run, they corrode a bit and their contact can get lost. Maybe this is just to ensure something. They've soldered it down. Why am I dwelling on this? Because it's a 5-tube radio, and there's quite a shock hazard, and part of that hazard is not realizing how the radio's been wired. So I'm guessing this piece of asbestos is being used. I'll take that back. I was going to say to isolate the frame of the speaker, but it can't because it's got to screw right through into the chassis. So what is a sheet of asbestos doing there? The answer is, gee, I don't know. Why would they do that? I can't come up with any ideas. Why would they do that? Stop the fire from coming up and raging on the speaker cone? I don't know. So it looks like this is the real connection between the incoming conductor. This is as stiff as can be here. Incoming AC line and that other wires going to this capacitor here. So I'm looking for a resistor that also attaches to the chassis. Is that what they've done over here? They've done some tricky way. No, I don't think so. I don't think that's what they've done. There is no resistor, just this rather large 0.1 capacitor. Okay, interesting question. Would we dare to turn this guy on? Sure, absolutely. But the antenna is messed up a little bit, and we have to put a new power cord on. Give me a second. Fantastic. Turn this guy. This is a great one to work on. Okay, we're going to put a new power cord in. And, oh, Shadow, I didn't even see you up here. We'll attend to the power cord. We'll figure out what to do about the antenna, and we'll make the radio operate. Good idea, Shadow? Yeah? Yeah. So I'm trying a new spotlight here on the radio. It looks fine to me, but in the camera you can see waves traveling across my bench. And sure looks like that's going to go right on the video. Let me just cut it off. You can see also the camera adjusts for the amount of light in the room quite a bit. Here's a very bright version of that. That's too bright. That's off. And then we get the waves. Okay. That's too bad. Let's carry on here. So I'm going to be using a, we can pull this off better by desoldering it. I'm going to be using a polarized plug. So we have the ground terminal, the wide one, and then the live terminal, which is the not wide one. We really want the live terminal to come straight to the switch here. The original cord was not polarized, and this presents results in these radios being dangerous in that the chassis can be live at 120 volts, in some cases straight onto the power wire. So if you touch this, you might as well stick your finger in the live side of an outlet. It's the same thing. This one's a little different. Once I put the polarized plug in, that should not necessarily, no, that one will never consider these radios to be safe. Excuse me. Never, ever. That means if you're really concerned here, when I go to plug this in, I'm going to get a voltmeter and just check the chassis for voltage. That can be a misleading test. Be a misleading test because your voltmeter doesn't draw power, just a tiny amount of power. So you can see a voltage with your low power voltmeter, but when you go to really draw something, it's not there. Okay, this won't come off quite so easily. I'm going to turn the lights up in here. We have another gray day outside. It's not going to come off. Snow coming around lunchtime. Okay, the new guy. So these wires are almost always indicated with a rib. So one wire has a rib, you can feel it quite distinctly. The other side is smooth. Rib side is going to the ground terminal. Smooth side going to the switch. Anybody see where I cut that other wire from? Oh yeah, there it is. Suddenly realized I really hadn't made a mental note of that. Something interesting? As you can smell the soldering iron. It's going, oh wow, something's cooking. Okay. Lay this right up against this coil? I don't think so. You gotta come around some other way away from that. not going to go through the little hole there. Okay, power's on. Wow, these wires in a long bare section, and then they're just tacked onto the terminal here. Looks like they just laid up and threw a little solder on it. All three of them. So really good chance this radio is just going to hum. Rather than sing the full song, it may just hum. Now what about that antenna? Should we bother with that? So this is the outside wire here. Looks like it's broken right at the corner. What's that? It looks like somebody tried to twist on a little bit of wire here. We could just short these like this. We just make them connect. That'll be fine. Yeah, somebody is. It's very odd. Looks like somebody twisted some wire on here. I don't know. Can I solder that? Let me just solder it. Probably too much corrosion on it. Let's give it a try. Smoke. So this is almost certainly not bare wire. This is going to be coated wire. Oh, it did stiffen it up. Okay, now. Shadow, you're really sticking with me today. nice lap joint here, that would be good, but never get them held together. Oh, this wire feels like it just breaks when you bend it. What kind of wire is this? Square wire, just hang together long enough. And just stick some solder on there. Okay. Where is sticking to my soldering iron? Is this steel? Be like a copper plated steel? No. Could it be? It's bending funny. It's cracking after a bend or two. Copper doesn't do that. I don't know. Trying to get it bent up out of the way here. There we go. Well, I can't be sure that these made connections, but it'll look okay. So, okay, I think we're ready to turn this guy on, see what it does. But first, coffee break time. Oh, I need to have some words with my cat. Are you going to stay in here? Are you going to touch stuff? What are you going to do? You're going to play with all this equipment while I'm having my coffee? You're just going to look aimlessly off into the distance. So this cat almost never looks you in the eye. It does, but almost never. This is a independent, self-minded, I'm in my own world cat. Right? Shadow? Yeah, that's right. Prove everybody wrong. Okay, you stay here. I'm going to drink some coffee and then we'll carry on with the radio, okay? Sure. Oh, my cat has disappeared. Yes, she's gone off to do other things and left me here alone. No, I'm with you. That's good. Okay, so we're going to undo one of these light bulbs. So all the power goes through that light bulb there. Turn it on. So in case you're new to my videos, this is a dim bulb system. System being a generous descriptive term for it. And it's going to feed the power that's going to reach the radio through the light bulb to limit the amount of power that can go into the radio. Okay, so let's practice. On, off, and tuning. Very, very stiff tuning. But it does turn. Okay. Radio off, applying power. Nothing should happen. The light should not come on. This should give me the highest possible voltage, 120 volts. 120, just a touch high. Okay. Now I'm going to turn the power off. Turn the switch on. I'm going to energize this. I'm going to watch these lights. This light. If this comes on really bright and stays that way, there's a short in the radio or a partial short. And I can stop what I'm doing. If it comes on and then goes down like this, that means everything's going okay. Oh, another cat has appeared. That was not the radio. There we go. Watching the light. It's bright. It's bright. Staying bright. Okay, it's not super bright. We're left with all of 50, 60 volts. Okay, so is it going down duller? It's going down duller. Yes, I hear you, Peanut. Just hang on. Okay, 70 volts, pretty low. Just looking now for bad things that are happening, like smoke, sparks, crackling, humming, buzzing, anything? Volume? $70 volts, that's just too little.
And coming up after sports this week on Oldies, we're taking a look at one of the scariest horror films ever made set during the winter. Yeah, time for sports from Sportsnet 590 The Fan. Here's Ben Lewis.
Oh, Peanut. Okay. Okay, well that's a stunner, isn't it? No hum. Works fine. It's great. Oh my gosh, Peanut. Look at this guy. He's on his way already. Come with me, he says. Unlike my other cat, this guy is extremely interactive. Hey, Peanut. What? You see? He's just waiting for me to follow him. What's the matter? What's the matter with you? He says. You want lap time? You want to go outside? Need food. Which one? Pick one. A, B, or C? Which one? A? B? Hey, I'm talking to you, Peanut. See? He doesn't like all this nonsense. What's all this nonsense? Just come with me. Okay, radio works. I gotta stop and think now. Is it worth doing anything to it? Well, maybe one thing I could do is check the grid bias on the output tube. I'm just going to take a look here. Oh, what is the output tube? Output tube is a 50B5. 50B5. Whoa, look at the dust. 50B5. Okay, 50B5. Beam power tube. Capable of relatively high output power. 50B5 is identical with 50C5. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, 50C5. Here's the pin arrangement anyway. That's what we're really after. So we'll be looking for the grid, which is pin number 2. Grid number 1. Pin number 2. P5. Grid 1's on 2 pins. Well, that's interesting. It's on 1 and 7. Either 1 or 7 of a B5 is going to give you the grid. Cathode's on 2. Cathode's on 2. This may be almost certainly this is a biased by a grid resistor. Cathode resistor. Yeah, I misspeak, and sometimes I catch it, but I'm sure many times I don't catch it. So I bet you that's what this capacitor is. This capacitor is probably the blocking capacitor now. Where is the... Okay, so the gap. So this is a grid pin, nothing attached to it. Pin number 1. It's coming out of this guy here. So what this is exactly, I don't know. And then grid number 2. Well, this turns out to be on grid, not grid 2. Pin 2. Pin 2 is the cathode. That's probably the cathode resistor. That looks like brown, green. Brown is what it looks like. And then it would be going to a, right to ground, and that's sure enough, that's where that's going. What's this doing? There's another ground terminal here. This is heading for the output transformer. This is probably across the output, and the purpose of this probably, I'm just taking a bit of a guess here, is probably to quell harmonics that are characteristic in these little radios. So you don't want the harmonics getting to the speaker. That's probably what this is. The grid blocking capacitor is probably contained inside here, and what can you do about it? Not a lot. I mean, you can replace these with discrete components. If you're lucky, you can pull it off. I don't know that there's anything I should do to this radio other than play it and enjoy it, and because what am I doing changing these parts when that actually works? I mean, its main problem was a broken antenna. Okay. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm gonna clean this up and then decide. I can't decide if I should do anything to it. The basic principle here is to do as little as possible to these radios in order to give them some kind of extended life of 10, 15 years, something like that. This guy could probably go another 10 or 15 years. He made it here. Okay, I'm going to clean him up. Okay, so I'll dust it off now. Oh, it looks a lot better. Just cleaned up. This is really, really stiff tuning. I'm going to guess stiffness is right in the knob here. Wow, it's stiff everywhere. Okay, let's start with the knob. Okay, that helped a bit. Get the ball bearings in here. We're going to get this contact area here. Whoops, a little much. And the back bearing, a little bit there. Should be loosened up a lot now. Still feels very, very draggy. Notice the pointer. The pointer's dragging in here a little bit. But I'm not sure I can do too much about that. That's not the drag I feel though. Wow. What is dragging? So the string is going around. No pulleys in this radio, just pins. So just dragging over the surface of a pin. That can't help. Lots of tension in the string. Yeah, quite a bit of tension. Well, it certainly is workable. Very difficult, right on the ends. Wow, what is it? We just put a knob on here, and the amount of force you know required to be reduced quite a bit just by the knob leverage. Knobs are levers. Well, I thought this would just come right totally loose, but it really hasn't. imagine this is, I mean, just put a little bit of WD-40 on here and that should be the end of that problem. Well, I don't know. I don't know if I go back and forth a few more times, I'll have a burned out. What's with this light bulb? I think it's been painted all around here, except for the very top, the very tip of it. I don't think this came on, but let me check the bulb. Burned out. So if I put a regular bulb in there, it's going to cast light all over the back of the radio. So how is that? Why is that? Is that a big problem? It's gonna throw light up into here. That's probably what they're trying to prevent. And what kind of black paint do you put on a light bulb? Wow. It's got to take the heat. Or don't worry about it and just let it go ahead. And you know, you need like just regular paint. The light would still come through. I know you need to put heavy coats on here, or some kind of a sleeve. Putting a sleeve on it would be a much better idea. Okay, sounds like coffee break time. I'll think about the situation a little bit. I've got to clean up that little cabinet too, so I'll do that. Before I get into the light bulb saga here, which is developing with this radio, let me just show you my cats here. They come down here, they say, come on, give me some food. Come on, let me go outside. Go outside? You want to go outside? So, okay. I can only take so much. 2 cats meowing at me. Okay, you guys can go outside. We have a kitchen door in our kitchen upstairs, and it opens onto our garage roof deck. So that's where they go. We open the door, they go out. Here they are, just outside the door, looking at the snow on the deck. And about 30 seconds after I took this picture, they were both back in the house. And this, it's not enough to look. They've got to go out there and actually experience the bad weather. So there we go. Okay, now, and that certainly didn't make them terribly happy to realize spring has not come yet. So this light has written on it, and I'm going to double check in case I got this wrong, the number. Oh, for crying out loud, I did get it wrong. What was I doing? Huh. Okay, so somehow I read 49 on here and then went off on a long journey of 49 light bulbs. They're very hard to find a number 49. It's a 2-volt light. I'm thinking this is a 2-volt light. They stuck it. No, it's a 47. 47 became 49 in my head somehow. So that's a good thing. Oh, I know what. You see, it's just not enough coffee yet. Yeah, 47s. I'm out of 47s, or I'll have to dig much deeper, but what I do have is a whole bunch of 49s. That's how 49 got in the picture. But the 49 here is a 2-volt light bulb. You would never have imagined that. Okay, got my story straight. You know, it's the cats that screw me up. They keep distracting me. I've got to find a 47 or a long 6 or 7 volt bulb that'll go in there. And for covering it, I'm not going to paint it. I'll take some shrink plastic here. And we'll just shrink it onto the bulb. You won't even have to shrink it. Okay, got to find a 47 or a long bulb substitute. I don't think there is one. 47, where are you? Here's the schematic for the radio. It's an Emerson 652B. Now, The reason I have this up here is to look at the light bulb so I could figure out what light bulb is required, what number. And they don't identify it. It just says pilot light. And it's not written anywhere in here that I've noticed. So, okay, can I use a 49? No, 49 is ridiculous. I don't have a 47. I have lots of 44s. I wish I knew what it was they were specifying here. So, being the clever guy I did, I thought, well, maybe in the tube book for this particular rectifier tube, it'll identify. See this rectifier tube, 35W4? What they're doing is they are using a tap on the heater to provide, roughly the correct voltage to operate a pilot light. That's what's going on here. So there's an expectation of how much current the pilot light will draw. 47 is a light load, about I think it's 150 milliamps, and other bulbs can be 250 milliamps. That would make a big difference, putting the wrong bulb in here, I think. So let's look in the tube manual for the 35W4 and see what hints it has in there about what bulbs can be used here. Okay, Lordy B, I've got the book open already. 35W4. The heater is provided with a tap for operation of a panel lamp. Okay, what panel lamp? What says here? With number 40 or number 47 panel lamp. And double star. So that's with the panel lamp. That's without the panel lamp. A 40 or a 47. Boy, that's a strong hint on... We'll look up a 40 and a 47 and see what's similar about them. So if we look over here, it says typical operation with the panel lamp, and it has a, I don't know what you call those things, a reference mark there, and the reference is here. Number 40 or number 47 panel lamp used in circuit given below with capacitor input filter. And this has a capacitor input filter in it. So 40 or 47. Okay, now we got to investigate 40 or 47. What's the difference? I got tired of looking around for the answer to my question, so I decided, well, let's give AI a chance here using the Bing AI chat system. That's what's in front of you here. And you can see I wrote this. I wrote this. What is the difference between a number 40 and a number 47 miniature light bulb? Okay, and here's his answer. The difference between a number 40 and number 47 miniature light bulb is the size of the bulb. The number in the bulb's name refers to the bulb's diameter in hundredths of an inch. I didn't know that. Therefore, a number 40 bulb has a diameter of 0.4 inches and number 47 has a diameter of 0.47. Unfortunately, I could not find any information on the difference in brightness or wattage between the two bulbs. Because there probably isn't any difference. Well, let's just try this. What is the rating of a number 40 miniature light bulb? We'll see what it says here. If you're not using Bing or some form of AI question and answer system, it doesn't have to be Bing's. Oh, look, they're trying to sell me stuff. Where'd the answer go? Could not find any information. 40 watts? No. Yeah, sometimes the answers aren't quite accurate. Okay, that didn't work. But I find using this, asking very pointed and specific questions, it's surprising what kind of answers you can get. So, very, very helpful. Well, I'm going to guess that a 40 and a 47 have the same ratings. It is just the bulb size. And probably 40 is just too tiny of a bulb. Yikes. Okay, I went through my drawers again, and would you, not these, but others, would you believe I found a 47? Is it a good 47? Ooh. Oh, man. It was almost a sad day here. Okay, come on. This is the only one I got. I should have reams of 47 light bulbs because they're so common. Oh, come on. Really? Testing. Good. It's good. It looks brand new too. Wow. Bingo. Maybe I shouldn't use it. Only 47. Now, there's lots of stories about light bulbs in these radios and the special role that they play, trying to stop the inrush current or trying. None of that is particularly true. What's true is it's hard to find a voltage in this kind of radio to drive a light. So some clever tube engineer said, you know what, let's use a rectifier heater and we'll just put a little tap on it and we can draw a little bit of current off, go to the light. What happens if the light burns out? Well, a little more current goes through the heater of the rectifier tube. Cause any other problems? I don't think so. What about that inrush current? I don't think the light bulb is in any way controlling the inrush current. It's going bright and dull. It is, but okay, so I'm gonna outfit this with, I gotta put all these lights away before I knock them all down. Yeah, let me take a little break, then we'll fix that light up and stick it in. So this dimension thing we just read on the Bing answer about the number is the diameter of the light bulb. I thought, well, is that really true? So I've grabbed my super measuring instrument here, and we're going to measure this. And can you see the pointer is on the 70, and it went around 4 times if you counted. It's 0.47. It is what they said. Also, what I've noticed is we just do the end of the bulb and then push the bulb through like this. The bulb is tapered, just as described. There is a tapering in the bulb. Some of these bulbs are tapered and some are not. The significance of the tapering, I don't really know, but it's a thing. It's a thing. Okay, I can put that back. Now, so the other bulb's supposed to be a 49. It is a 49. What am I saying? Let me get one of those out and measure. So I mean, we're supposed to believe that this is 0.47 and this is 0.49. That's what I'm curious about. Okay, let's get that tool back here. Oh my gosh. Okay, I can cheat a little bit by pushing it in so it's on the whiter part. It's pretty close to 49. 4.8. This is slightly smaller. Really? That's what that number means? No. So that's just the dimension of the bulb. But then you have different sizes, like different shapes of bulbs too. I don't know. Okay, categorizing the real world. Not an easy deal. Now what did I do? Here we are. I got the 47, I've got the shrink sleeve. The idea is just cover it with shrink sleeve. Don't even cut. I don't even have to shrink it. If I shrink it, it might pop off. I don't think so. Should I bother shrinking it? I don't think so. It's not going to go anywhere. It's going to shrink on its own a little bit once it heats up, in fact. Put it back in. Now, is it better to operate these radios with their light as opposed to... don't push there. Operating them with the burned out lights, is that a bad thing? I don't think it's that serious a problem. I know some people go, oh my god, the light's burned out. That's gonna overload the rectifier or something like that. I don't think so. I don't think it's that critical. I mean, they wouldn't make a radio with a part they know is going to fail. The light bulb will fail, and make it in such a way that when it fails, the whole radio goes up in smoke. I don't buy that. So we have the little light here, and we could throw it in the cabinet and take a look at the pointer accuracy. Yeah, that would be good. That would be something. Let's do that. Stick her back in there. Okay. Pointer's just... maybe I can prop the radio up a bit. Get a look at where the pointer is. Oh, the light's going to come on and do that. Pull this out as far as it'll go. Okay. We're going to switch on. We're going to go through the dim bulb again. There we go. Dim bulb is going over there. So if they make two bulbs with exactly the same glass bulb size, but different ratings, different wattages, would they both be called 47s? I mean, no, that can't be the case. Hello, radio. Ooh, man, the volume turned right up full. Nothing came out of it. What happened? $73. Well, it's drawing power. Let's give it a little more. So I'm going to screw in this other light bulb. I'm going to screw out that one, screw in this one. That will raise the voltage pretty high, actually. Let's see what it gets to here. This is a lower wattage bulb than this one. So now we're cooking up at 100 volts or so. And we can hear the radio now. Good. 30 controls. Just trying to find a good volume there. Right on 7. Let's try for 590 because they'll be talking about sports.
Your commute today, just be extra cautious and some extra time. It's the afternoon, so you won't be impacted.
Did you hear that? That radio just quit for a moment. It just went dead and came back. I think it just did it again.
Overnight, cloudy tomorrow with some sunny breaks. Highs here 3 degrees. We may see a few wet flurries at a breezy northwest.
See the voltage change?
For today is 3 degrees.
Ooh, she's got a problem.
Overcast skies too, feels a lot like -1. According to the TSA, more people were screened across the U.S. the Sunday after Thanksgiving than ever before. That record may not stand for long.
Something going on in there.
Warning the next few weeks of travel is going to be just as busy, if not busier, than the record travel seen at airports over Thanksgiving.
So this is 680.
Going.com.
A lot of people do the disservice to themselves where, you know, they
Right at 650.
take what
So,
they aren't
a little
quite
off.
ready to book yet and just assume that it's going to stick.
Okay, Florida State did. I'm Florida State fans, no. But they ran the table. They should be in. Georgia's out. Even though they were number 1, they're still out. They play both games like everybody else. And hopefully next year, my team
590 sports channel.
Their opportunity.
A little low.
I don't know that Michigan, like, what if Michigan would have lost?
Still got dirt in here. I need... Here. Let's try with this. There we go. Now it's smooth. Okay, volume good. There are small marks. There's a small mark there, and a small one just above it there. Let me tune this away. You can see them better. The two marks right there, and then there's another one down lower here. Just a little bumps. Those are alignment marks. Probably the outside one is where the pointer is supposed to get to. The pointer is probably in the wrong spot here. We will attempt to move it without even reading the instructions. Grab the string on the side you plan to go towards and try going towards it. This might be locked in too tight. Yeah, seems to be. So I may have squeezed the tab down on it here. So I may not be able to move the pointer easily. Let's come out here and try it out here. Okay, grab the string on the side where you're heading. I believe this wheel is isolated from the chassis. Well, I should not be trying, and this is the chassis, I should not be trying to short the chassis to the wheel. That might not be a good idea. In fact, let's go up a little bit here, get away from it. Don't. Now I can poke a hole in the speaker, that's better. Here we go. Slide, baby. No, doesn't want to slide at all. No, I think it's locked in pretty tight there. What happened to the radio? What did I do to it? right in the middle of it working there. Uh-oh. No sound. Did the tube fall out? One tube fall out of this? No. Well, this is a fine. Oh, now it's working. Okay, don't ask too many questions. How much better can I make this radio work? I don't think much better. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to concentrate on cleaning up this cabinet and making it look nice at this point. Yeah. Great. Okay, let's take a look at the cleaned up cabinet here. So, been pretty gentle on this. Whoops, a few errors I didn't. Once you get things wet, you can't really see what's going on. So I think this is Bakelite. If you look at the, there seems to be a bit of a swirly pattern in here. It has the right color and basic sheen to it. Probably has a little bit of an oxidized surface on it. What I do with these things is I'm very gentle with them. I clean them with water, and I'll use hand soap or just dish soap, a little bit of that. Not too much out. Don't scrub too hard. Now there's lots of instructions on the internet for doing some fancy cleaning using more powerful approaches to doing it. I stay away from that stuff myself. This is a little more what it should look like. It should look a little darker and a little more. So the light part is probably oxidation. The thing is, if you try to remove this oxidation, you run the chance of removing the sheen and actually exposing the fibrous material that's in here. And once that's happened, you can kind of tell that it's happened. You can see the little bits of fiber in it. It's downhill from there. So that's why I'm very, very gentle with these guys. Notice there's no cracks in it. The Bakelite was actually a very, very good material. Even after all these years, I don't think it's any more brittle than it was the day they made it. It's very, very stable. You put water on these and smell the water, and you can get a very peculiar odor that's indicative of Bakelite. Oddly enough, I couldn't smell it with this one. Some of the other ones are really quite distinct. I'm going to have to work a little more on the screen here, trying to get the dust out. There, but that looks a lot better than it did. And notice this. See the white paint specks that are on it? As I've said many times, all good radios have paint on them. So there's some paint over here too. Probably when the painter moved the radio at one point, he got some paint on it. All good radios have paint on them. You couldn't see any of that paint spots under the dirt. There was a lot of dirt on this. A lot. I was really surprised. I kept cleaning it and cleaning it. Well, that's a long story about cleaning a plastic box. Okay, I've got some possible knobs here. So I think, when looking at the cabinet, I think I can eliminate these right away. They're just not going to look right on there. This is the right kind of knob. They will go on to this split thing. Now these other knobs, these are probably the ones I'm going to use. These are not the right type, but they could be put on here. There's a screw to tighten them. That would look just fine. It's black. Now these slightly fancier, larger knobs are not the right kind at all, but they will grip on here enough to get by with them. These also. A little big maybe, but they're the right color. This is pretty small. These might look a little too small. I like these better. Okay, so what we'll do is try to fit these on. I think I've got another one that's a little shinier than this one. And if they don't fit, we'll put these on. These guys go back. These knobs are just not appropriate at all for this little radio. Okay, I got lots more knobs that I can keep hunting and probably find some more. Okay, got the screws into the bottom. Not going to fall out. Now we'll try the knobs. Not sticking out very far. This may not work. No, it's not going to get a grip. Wow, that's really, and it's screwed in, so that's where it's going to be. No, these aren't going to work. We'll go back to these ones, and the screw is not going to reach the end here. I have to find some collared. Wow, tricky. Really, not sticking out, eh? And there's no way it comes forward. Head office, Montreal, Quebec. Okay, back to looking for more knobs, unfortunately. Well, those two will go on there quite nicely, but they don't look right. I'm sure this whole radio just came forward. How could that be? Let's try these. No. Nope. Okay. Gotta find more. I have about probably 1,000 knobs. Maybe more. Okay. The only ones here that are going to work are these brown ones. Unfortunately, these would be ideal, but the piece here is too small. It's for a smaller shaft. So if we put these guys on, I have to clean them. And then here's a, this one has a little indicator, so we can put it like that. Well, it's not the best, but it's the best I can do. So that's what's going to happen. Great. What's left now? What is left now? Nothing. I think I'm all done. Am I all done? Put knobs? Light? We'll give it another play in just a moment here. Well, here it is, the Emerson 652. A fantastic little radio designed specifically for your kitchen or your bedroom, where you can listen to the beautiful sounds of broadcast radio. Let's test it out. I think it might be on. Yes, it is on. We need to darken things down here and look at the tremendous panel lighting, which where is it? Where's the panel light? Interestingly enough, I can see it. There it is. There's the panel light. Okay, panel light. Not the best. How about reception with this radio?
In at number 2, they just announced that Georgia will be 6, so they're really going to drag this thing out, and let's see how much. Eventually going to have to go to the judge. That almost never happens.
640, 680. That might be 710. Heat 860.
L'objectif de tout ça, c'était aussi, en fait, les vétérinaires peuvent jouer dans ça. Qu'est-ce qu'on entend par apothicaire?
Now, what else could we possibly get? Not much above this. during the day. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I thought that was the volume control. Well, we might have a little bit of trouble here. Gonna wake it up in the morning. My lights? Nope. Okay, well, you know what? For a little radio here in my shop, that's actually performing quite well. The volume going up and down, I'm going to pretend that that's not happening. And I'm going to ignore that. So, there we are. Great little bakelite radio. Plug it in, make it work. Enjoy it. Fantastic. Great. Okay. That's all in one day, too. Gee, I gotta get another project frame here for tomorrow now. Oh, okay. I'll do that. Thanks for watching. And thank you again for clicking the like button. It's very, very motivating. Thank you very much. And have a great day.